First News has been digging for answers for you since the East Palestine train derailment on February 3rd. Tonight, a special 27 investigates, looking into the issue of drinking water around the site.
Storm Team 27 meteorologist Ryan Halicki and First News digital reporter Jen Rodriguez teamed up to investigate. They're live with us in the studio tonight with what they've uncovered and why they're looking into this issue.
Well, yeah, for me, this multi-part investigation started out of my own curiosity. I've studied underground aquifers in the past, and I knew how big of a problem it becomes if those get contaminated.
And we've also heard from residents about their concerns when it comes to groundwater and surface water contamination.
Now, all regulatory agencies have been saying the municipal water in East Palestine is safe right now. The experts I've talked to agree, but there is a concern when it comes to for how long.
Groundwater is a hidden but valuable resource, and if it becomes polluted, well, the damage could last for decades. Now, I searched for an expert on this subject and found University of Oklahoma Chair of the Department of Civil Engineering and Environmental Sciences, Dr. Robert Knox.
My area of research over the years has been, the fancy term is subsurface transport and fate processes and remediation processes, but it's really how things get into groundwater, move with groundwater, how we can get them out of groundwater.
I asked him to walk me through the process of groundwater contamination. Drinking water can come from deep within the ground. The underground water system is called an aquifer. Pollution of an aquifer is slow.
Groundwater doesn't move as fast as surface water. You can go watch a stream flow and you can see that it's moving. A fast-moving groundwater would be a foot per day.
Contaminants in soil are slow to percolate down, but once they reach the groundwater, they can take even longer to clear out.
That's going to take a very, very long time to flush out that contamination. Very long time. We're talking decades. You and I will long be gone before all that would be gone. That's why I'd say be aggressive when you have these spills. Get out there, dig it all up. I don't care what it costs. It's a lot less expensive than trying to go back and clean that up after the fact.
Dr. Knox isn't surprised at all that water monitoring tests have shown no problem so far.
Of course, you're not going to find anything in those wells. Those wells are deep. It would take forever to get there.
Knox says testing should be done for a long period of time. When we spoke, he mentioned wanting to see monitoring wells. That has occurred. Here's East Palestine Water Superintendent Scott Wolf.
There are monitoring wells in place. We are sampling those weekly on top of sampling at the plant itself.
Wolf says they remain proactive, monitoring for harmful chemicals in the municipal water supply.
So we sample weekly for the VOCs, SVOCs. We've sampled for PFOS as well. That is a change from the normal operating procedure. We don't sample for those types of things on a regular basis.
Dr. Knox says the bigger near-term water concern, in his opinion, is
I would be testing the water in the river adjacent to where the spill was. That's where I would be collecting samples.
Now, we've already seen the effects of creek and river pollution early on in this incident, and WKBN digital reporter Jennifer Rodriguez has been digging into that.
Yes, Ryan. Now, we already know that some of the streams and rivers in near East Palestine have been contaminated, but the question is just how bad is it? What wild game will it affect? And how long will it be around? The United States Environmental Protection Agency confirmed that portions of Sulphur Run was directly impacted by the train derailment. We also know there were reports of dead fish found in several streams, including Sulphur Run Creek, which flows right into Leslie Run, Bull Creek, and Little Beaver Creek. Those creeks flow into the Ohio River, which serves as a drinking water source to millions.
While there is some contamination levels and the drinking waters were below safe standards, that doesn't mean the whole Ohio River doesn't have levels that shouldn't be of concern, especially for wildlife that are more susceptible to those types of contaminations.
Van Tassel says water drinking intakes are being monitored and tested regularly to ensure that the drinking water is below detectable levels. However, the surface water serves as a source to many types of wildlife. Several animals have been found dead near Sulphur Run. We also know more than 35,000 fish were reported dead in several streams. So far, the EPA says testing of some deceased animals show no findings to support chemical toxicity as a cause of death. However, the animals have not been tested for some chemical compounds such as dioxins.
It's really challenging because it's uncertain what is going to be delivered to the bodies of these wildlife. And so I would recommend caution when eating any of the, game that you're coming home with.
Van Tassel says you may want to wait until regulators give the okay to hunt and fish along these waterways. It's unclear how long the chemical contamination can stay in the streams in the Ohio River. Van Tassel tells me the Ohio River is big and can dilute things readily, but there are other factors.
One of the challenging things is that the soil around the train derailment is contaminated. And depending on how much it rains and how it flows into our runs, which then feed the Ohio River, it's going to continually to get contaminated until that site's completely cleaned up.
She also says it's important to remember that the chemicals from the train derailment are not the only contaminants in the Ohio River. Now, WKBN.com actually conducted our own independent water testing, and we sent in some water samples from Leslie Run. The results came back that all chemicals tested for were below detectable levels. Still, Van Tassel tells me you can expect to get different test results from different locations. That's why it's important that they continue monitoring.
And we will continue reporting results from our investigation tomorrow. Watch right here on First News at 5 for the important safety equipment that showed up after Jennifer started asking questions. We'll have that story tomorrow. Dave and Lindsay.